Howdy, hey everybody, this is SK, and I'm going to try my hand at one of these Let's Play thingamabobbers. The game I'm picking is a gem from the Sega Saturn era, probably one of the only gems from the Sega Saturn era now that I think about it, a game called Dragon Force. Now, the reason I'm playing this game is because I actually recently stumbled over I'm not sure if it's a blog post or what have you, that basically said that there is a fan-made translation of Dragon Force 2 being made. It actually just hit the playable section probably a few months ago, and they are working very, very hard on translating the rest of the entire story. And I, for one, am a very, very happy camper because I love this game. This game stole like 6 months of my life when I first came out, and I was a wee little, 13-year-old. But I was a short kid, so I guess you can call me a wee little one. But I'm going to go ahead and start a new game here, and I'm going to probably just skip through most of the storyline on here. If you want to read it, you're more than welcome to pause. It's simply a matter that there is no voice acting, so there's really little I can actually interact with. I'm going to pick Junin because Dude is a lady, and Dude Lady is a badass who will wreck your face. So, oh god. I'm actually using the SSF emulator to play this, obviously because I don't have any sort of HPV virus cables, whatever you call those things. So I'm going to go ahead and skip right through all of this because I already know all of this story. I've seen this beginning so many times that I could probably recite it just by memory even, 10 or 15 years later. But again, if anybody wants to see it, I can go ahead. I can re-record this section because it is the very beginning. Other cutscene, etc. things I am going to be a little bit slower about simply because that way you guys can actually get a chance to read a little bit of it. I'm not going to keep it there for very long because I have read a lot of this and I do read fairly quickly. But just so that way you guys can actually see it and experience it a little bit for yourself. Excuse me, my throat's a little bit dry, a little husky, like a wolf. No, wait, that's a dog. Whatever, you know what I meant. Either way, for anyone who has not played this, and I'm not entirely sure why you would watch this if you hadn't played this, but you have the option during domestic affairs to do different things like award your generals, talk to generals you have captured, give items to generals, heal generals, generals, and generals some more, because it's a fun word to say, and now the word has lost all meaning. Generals, Well, anyway, I'm going to take this turn here. I believe any officers over an intelligence of 70 can go and search castles, fortify castles, do all of that good stuff. Luckily enough, the Tristan scenario starts with I actually have 2 people who are over the intelligence of 70. Woohoo! Yay, smart people! Nerds unite! I'm going to take how do you pronounce his name? Arios? Arios? I don't know, floopy hair guy. You go search the castle, see what you can find. You must be Fern. I like my privacy. Damn it! Well, that's a good start to a game, isn't it? Okay, let's try Sina. Sina? Here, Gillette. What can I do for you? Be a pro. Cool. Awesome, I got a random Mook General thing within my first turn. I haven't even started anything. Sweet! That's good. That means I can have someone, babysit my castle while I have all the real people do the fighting. So, what I'm going to do here, as you can see, you can archive things. I have not archived anything yet because I haven't played this game in like 5,000 years. See, there's nothing on there. So, actually, you know what? I'm here. Let me go ahead and do that. New cartridge. There we go. This, again, I'm playing this on the SSF emulator. I believe it is version 0.11 alpha R5 quotation mark. Apparently, that is the only version that is known to have every single unit on the screen. At least that is for the purpose of Dragon Force 2. I'm assuming the same will probably apply to Dragon Force 1 as well. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take... Actually, let me see who I have. Who do I have to fight? Let me see. I have Gustav, Ramsel, and Kid. Who names their kid Kid? For real. Well, anyway, I have to get these guys, Soldier and Cavalry. If I recall correctly, I know that the soldier system in this runs on a very, very basic rock, paper, scissors formula. So, soldiers are good against mages and archers, they're bad against cavalry, they're really, really bad against harpies. And if I recall correctly, harpies are actually probably some of the most overpowered units you could actually get in the early game. Like, some of the most overpowered. They're gods against pretty much any kind of melee unit except for basically, I think, dragons and zombies. All other melee units get destroyed by them. However, they are extraordinarily weak against ranged units like, actually that's pretty much just mages and, let me think, what are the ranged units? I think there's only two. It's only mages and, whoops, no, I don't want you to do that. Mages and archers, if I recall correctly. And unfortunately, one of the things I recall about this game and don't like about it is the fact that there is such a major disparity between mages and archers, such that mages are pretty much superior to archers in every conceivable way, except in the instance of, I think, Harpies. And even then, mages can still very much hold their own. It's just archers are just a little bit better. They're a little bit more effective, but not by much. Beyond that, archers are just pretty much completely useless. However, luckily enough for Pale Moon, guess what they all have? Archers! Which means if I try to attack them now, I will probably get my face ripped in. So let me see. Let me see if I can race. Oh, are they doing it? Oh, I think Judith's gonna win. Come on, take it. You can do it. Come on, token black guy. No, they won. That's a shame. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to slow down a little bit so you guys can actually read what this is being said. I'm not going to bother actually saying it out loud because I don't really like hearing my own voice, which is kind of ironic considering that I'm doing a Let's Play of this. However, you don't want to hear me voice acting. I'm assuming anyone who can do this can actually read this, so... What he's saying is he walked right into your trap, he'd leave you valuables? What is a valuable? I don't know, but that sounds like a pretty awesome fantasy name. I am Valuable the Wise. Of course, it also sounds like a disease, too. But basically, long story short here is that Gustav is a mercenary hired by Huyamababer. Actually, I don't know who Huyamababer is, but he's hired by somebody to kill the king of Tristan here, which is, if you ask me, kind of a suicide mission. I don't care how much of a mercenary you are. You could not pay me enough to go against the king of a country wearing gigantic black armor, known for being called the Black Mask of Death. Speaking of which, why do they call her the Black... Oh, well, I guess everyone assumes it's a him. Why do they call him, her, shim, the Black Mask of Death? That sounds like a very unusually unwieldy nickname to give people. I mean, no one could actually say it before they're dead. It's like, oh god, I'm against the Black Mask. You know, it's... But, you know, maybe that's just personal preference. I don't know. Well, anyway, let's get going here. We have Ramsel. I don't know why I'm giving that a Scottish accent, which is probably the worst Scottish accent known to man, but let me see. He's got Harpy 20 versus Soldier 20, so this should be a fairly easy fight. And besides the fact, Scar, which incidentally is a cool name, has a scar on his face, so, you know, I mean, he has, like, at least, I mean, you know, if you put in cool factor, that makes him automatically, like, 40% more chance to actually beat the shit out of people. It's kind of a scientific fact. So, let's see what we got here. I don't really think there's actually any real purpose to this, but why not? One of the things about Dragon Force I've always tried to figure out, but never really been able to, is that certain tactics, certain modes of holding your soldiers are obviously better than others. Like if someone has the protect type of strategy, defense thingies, I did not think that one through, okay. Really should have thought that through more. You know, a raid formation is designed specifically to, let me see, okay, melee. Sorry, I'm trying to remember my button scheme here, because this is not exactly what I will call, natural. What did I just do? Did I turn the, oh, A turns the camera on. Okay, well that's just weird. One of the things about the strategy is that, you know, a raid formation is designed specifically to counteract a protect strategy, and a defense strategy is supposed to counterattack just a special all-four defense strategy, etc., etc., etc. But beyond that, they don't really seem to have too much of an effect either way. You know what I mean? Special versus special pretty much winds up with more or less the same thing. It's one of the things that I kind of wish had been worked upon a little bit, and it looks like it actually has been worked upon a great deal in Dragon Force 2 with the addition of 2 different types of units, which means that, you know, you actually have a little bit more strategy involved because you can have 2 differently offsetting units to actually offset one unit's weakness. So it actually makes things a great deal more strategic, more tactical, something that I kind of wish had been in this game, and it's one of the reasons I actually want to play Dragon Force 2 a great deal, which is why I'm really, really happy and doing a little happy dance in my chair right now. Can you hear it? Happy, happy bounce bounce? Yeah, don't mind me. I have had way too much caffeine this morning, if you can't tell by the fact that I'm talking a mile a minute. So as we saw, you know, as we all figured out, Scar just wiped the floor with what's-his-face, Ramsel, I think his name was. Now we're going up against Happy Frou-Frou, Rain, like, see, again, this is another formation, Protect. It says it gives you extra defense, which is nice, except for the fact that it's really not going to do a whole lot for me, because at least at this stage in the game, in the early game, that's not what I wanted to do, but okie dokie. At this stage in the game, it kind of doesn't even matter what it actually does, and there he goes. That's one of the specials that I think the Thieves can do, is that it lowers your power bar. Which is, I mean, honestly, is fine by me. At this point, especially in the early game, what I'm doing with my power, with my MP, is that I'm just using it to get my soldiers to the other side of the map as unscathed as possible. So at this point, he was actually kind of working into my favor, because he probably killed about 3 of my people, and at that point, I can do this. And pretty much my entire people came up unscathed, and they're now tearing him a new asshole, which is fantastic for me. I'm not complaining, trust me. Oh, this game. It makes me so happy. I do really wish that they had gone and updated it. I know that there was a version on the PlayStation 2, they call it the Sega Ages. They had a whole bunch of classic Sega Saturn, Sega, you know, Mega Drive, etc., etc. And they apparently actually updated this. The problem is they never actually localized it to the US, which made me a very, very sad camper, as you can imagine. Very sad panda. Panda sad face. You can hear that in my voice, right? Because I can't hear it in my voice. I was just wondering. Well, anyway, that was a pretty easy battle, so let's try Gustav. Cavalry against Harpy is pretty much, you know, taking candy from a baby at this point. So I'm just going to go ahead, again, since it doesn't really matter in the early game, the particular strategy, so I'm just going to go offense against offense and see if I can manage to take out his people before he does one of his little... Oh, actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Hear me out. Because he's going to wind up using an ability that's going to try and take my people out. He has, I think, Sonic Boom, which was basically what Arios, floofy hair guy, was actually using, where it actually cuts through all your soldiers in a line down the middle of the screen. And that, I mean, that could actually be, the first iteration of it isn't all that bad unless you're stupid enough to actually line all your men in a line, which, granted, I have done before, but that one isn't all that bad. The later iterations of it, which are, if I recall correctly, it's been 15 years, it was Sonic Wave and Sonic something or other, where it gets progressively larger swath. Those screw your day up. So, woohoo! We beat them with very little fanfare. We got Gustav. Only fought you because I was hired to, and he's an idiot for doing so. Yep, he's one of the interesting quirks about the working design translation is I know I'm so dull. Technically speaking, I realize that's probably the closest translation, but I think the better translation would probably be, you know, I'm such an idiot, or I'm just so bad, or maybe even mediocre is the word they were looking. Oh, yeah. I forgot I even sent these guys. Alright, so what do we have here? They are lower than dogs. Is that a guy or a girl? Is Sinner a guy? Sinner. Sina. Whatever it is. Let's see, we have 2 random mooks. One of the things I don't like about this game, I'm starting to remember, is that a lot of the random sort of mook lieutenant people, the ones that are just sort of, you know, extras in the proverbial movie, they're all, I mean, I can understand why they're generic, but they are extraordinarily generic. They use the same sprite, the same face, the same, the same portrait, you know, pretty much the same abilities. The names are just switched out, and that's, I understand it, but it kind of feels like they're just filler. One of the things I saw about Dragon Force 2 is that every single unit has specialized sprites, specialized portraits, a couple of extra lines of dialogue, etc., etc., which really adds a lot of flavor to it. And makes it so that even when you have more generals than you know what to do with, you kind of want to level them just to see what it's like. Whereas this, you know, you have 7 people that have the exact same sprite model, and pretty much the only difference is the name. And kind of, it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna shove you in this castle right here to rot. I hope you don't mind it. Whoops, no, wrong button. Let me do this. One of the very interesting portions of this battle, you know, what am I trying to say? Of this particular battle mode, perhaps, is that Mage versus Mage is probably one of the most mind-numbingly boring things you will ever happen to watch. Simply because you can do a trick like this, which seems kind of, shall we say, cheap, because it is cheap that people can do this. Uh-oh, wrong button. And like, you literally park these guys right here, right in front of a general, and there's nothing the general can do. Not that I'm complaining, because I am all for cheap things. Trust me, I have no problems with that. However, it seems, I mean, for a tactical game, that seems like a really cheap tactic, and, you know, like, again, it's something I wish, it's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to playing Dragon Force 2 specifically, so I can see how they fare against things like this. Now, the reason I'm sending Cinna in when she only has 6 soldiers is for a very specific reason, and another fairly cheap tactic that I've played the game long enough to actually realize. And what that is that ranged ones, like mages and archers, are actually somewhat overpowered in that they can still fire even when generals are doing special animations. So what I can do is, I save myself 3 MP, so I can do this right as they walk up, use flame cannon, and as his soldiers are running around lamely like that, my mages can turn around and just completely destroy them and just whittle them all down in that extra 5 or 10 seconds that it takes. So having actually whittled all of his soldiers down like this, what I'm going to do is, maybe she can actually take him out. Let's see. Come on, Cinna. I know you can do it. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat, because I already got rid of all of his soldiers. So I already whittled him down. Now it's just a matter of having, what is this guy named? Can't remember. Ortega, that's right, Ortega. I'm going to have him come in with his 10 soldiers, just whittle him down even more, and hopefully he'll retreat before he has a chance to actually go and get into a duel. Because if I recall correctly, duels in this game between generals are literally they're just a dice roll. You hit duel and you just go ahead and you just watch it happen, and you kind of, it's the very epitome of a spectator sport. So let me see what I can do here. I'm going to wait for my power. I'm going to do, what? He doesn't have anything? Are you serious? Oh, that just threw a wrench in my plan a little bit. Oh, that's going to throw even more of a wrench in my plan. Remember when I said that, you know, Sonic Boom can be very damaging when people are running in a line? Yeah, that's what happens when people run in a line. You just, especially when you only have 10 soldiers to begin with. Well, looks like I'm going to be dueling. Okay. And remember when I said dueling was a dice roll? Let's see what happens. Oh, dear. Oh, shit. Come on, Ortega. You can do it. Oh, shit. Come on. Come on, Ortega. I know you don't have a special. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well. God damn it. God damn it. Well, that sucks. Okay. Okay, so random Mook Lieutenant. Guess what you're doing? Ortega. Yep. Well, that blows. That sucks. Okay, so random Mook Lieutenant. Guess what you're doing? You're gonna go fight some people. Actually, you know what? That's not what you're going to do. Maybe. Let me see. Maybe I can get you guys. Come on. Hurry it up. That sucks, man. Freaking Ortega. I should have just brought my mages up there and attacked the guy that way. I should have cheesed it, but no, I was trying to be honorable. Stupid honor. Alright, enter. Recruit. Oh, and he has 10 soldiers too. Bleh. Okay. What are my generals at right now? Oh, she's hurting. So, let me give it about 5 or 10 seconds. Let him. Is Cinna a guy? I don't know these things. Oh, that's good enough. Yeah. Yeah, Gillette, you can come. You're a pro. Come on. Go ahead. Tip 2. Let's see if we can actually manage it this time. Stupid Saul. Stupid Mook generals who have no name or understanding of things. They are still very badly hurt, so hopefully if I can get there before the time runs out, I can actually go and take them out, and hopefully this time if I actually have to duel people, I can win. Maybe. Oh, actually, no, maybe I can check the general. Does he actually? He actually has an ability, so he automatically is better than one of the freaking starting generals I started with. That's great. I guess that was supposed to offset the fact that I start off with really overpowered units, but alas, such is the way of things. Excuse me for a second, I'm going to have to clear my throat. I'm going to edit this out. Ooh, excuse me there for a second. I had to clear my throat there for a moment. And take two. Let's see if we can do this. Anger the spirits. Random Mook lieutenant. Mook officer. Come on. Fina. Fiona. Apple. Come on. Oh my god. Alright. So we get to watch this again. Because this is so much fun to watch. I love mage battles because you're literally just standing there watching balls of fire fly in and just destroy people, etc., ad nauseum. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I probably should have saved that for the next battle. Because there's no way that we're not going to... come on now. There's no way that we're not going to win this battle. Buttons, why do you not work? Come on. As they slowly march over. Come on. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have you guys regroup. I'm gonna have you retreat. And I'm gonna have you stand by. And again, this is the cheesiest tactic known to man, but if it works, it freaking works, and I'm not worried about it at all. You were very wise to retreat, young lady. Very, very wise. Load time. There we go. And take two for Saul. So here's what we're going to do. Her mage is going to whittle down his soldiers, so that way Gillette Pro Dodge here can hopefully take them out where Ortega clearly could not because he sucks at life. And he's one of my starting generals. That's the sad part. Because it's so fun to watch this happen twice. It's like watching a rerun. I mean, this entire game is probably like a rerun after a while. Just to let you guys know, in later segments, I'm probably going to wind up skipping through a lot of... That may be problematic. Regroup. Standby. Flame cannon. Voila! Let's see how many people we can get rid of here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, that's bad. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh, okay, I gotta retreat. I'm sorry. Sorry, Senna, I tried. I really, really did. Sorry, Gillette. It looks like it's on you, man. Newbie general that I found rifling through one of my castles that looks strangely like Batman wearing a bandana. You know, just do what you can, dude. Do what you can. I know you can do it. You're the man. Random general who I don't know about. Okay, raid. Let's see what we can do here. Yes, watch your backs indeed, Mr. Thief, sir. Random general who I think. You were my only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Jeanette. Jeanette? Who is Jeanette? Obi-Wan Gillette. That I just completely ruined my own joke. God damn it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alrighty. Well, Shiva's dagger is kind of pointless, isn't it? Okay. Okay, let me do this. I said... Oh, that's right. I hit B, not A. Come on, dude. You can do it. Come on, 6 soldiers. I'm rooting for you. Can't do anything to help you, but I'm rooting for you. Come on. I wonder what to do if I do this. Oh, that's the camera. Oh, well. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the button setup here. It's kind of weird. This dude is a freaking boss, man. Seriously? He just took out like 7 soldiers on his own. Damn, really? Okie dokie. Maybe you have a better chance at this guy than the other one did. Come on, Gillette. Come on, Pro, you can do it. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy has the best freaking luck of any general I have ever seen. Are you out of your mind? Go, Gillette! You are my new favorite general, and by my new favorite general, I mean you don't completely suck like the other guy I started with. Thank you for helping me restore the castle. He has been slain in the melee. That sucks. Kind of wish I could have kept him, because, I mean, someone that badass was somebody I kind of wanted, to be honest. Truth be told. Alright, one thing I'm noticing about SSF is that it has strangely long load times. But then again, so did the Saturn, I suppose, now that I think about it. Cena. Doot. Alright. Come on. You need people? Yes, you do. You very much need people. All things told, I actually do very much enjoy the way this game plays, the way, you know, the Empire system is actually put together. It's very, very, perhaps not innovative, but it is definitely different than other strategy games you see. There's a lot of resource management involved, and not necessarily, you know, lumber, wood, etc., etc. Your resources are actually troops, which, when you think about it, is probably the truest kind of resources you can find in a war-related game, because if you don't have the people to fight your war, you're not going to fight it, no matter how strong your general is. Though in moments like this, I do wish that there was actually a long-term, like a way to speed this up. Oh, there it goes. Alright. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time, I suppose. Thank you very much.